Petrilli here with a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown with my friends at Fishman. Today's episode is pre-recorded, but don't worry, we're still gonna have a lot of fun with this one. This is one of my favorite songs of all time, definitely top 3 Beatles songs of mine. We're gonna be learning In My Life by the Beatles from Rubber Soul 1965. This is such a beautiful song. There's something here for everybody. There's great riffs, really cool chord progressions, just such a beautiful song, beautiful lyrics. Oh, I just love this song. So I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to play this one today. So I'm gonna be teaching this on an electric guitar, okay, in standard tuning. If you don't have one, you have an acoustic, totally cool, okay? So either one will work. I felt like teaching this one on electric today. So before we get started, folks, please let me know where you're tuning in from, and let me know your favorite Beatles album. Mine is Rubber Soul, but I want to know what yours is. All right, so without further ado, here we go. Here is In My Life by the Beatles. It's a really fun one to play. It's a good one to know. It's a good one to have in the back pocket. All right, so let's go ahead and have a look at the intro here. Right? Really, really beautiful guitar riff. We're gonna go ahead and add some really beautiful other notes on top of this riff to make it sound even fuller. Okay, so something I do want to mention, and those of you who caught this at the beginning, gold star, wherever you are, okay? I finger picked the top, the intro, okay? Then once the verses came, I grabbed the pick from my hand. So what I did in the intro, so I have this pick here, an Angela Petrilli pick, no less, okay? I just had these made, they're kind of cool. So I put the pick, I held it with my second finger, okay? And seeing how I'm kind of just curling that finger around that pick, okay? So I'm gonna keep it like that. Now as I play the riff, I'm using my thumb and my first finger to pluck those notes. Then once the chords come, I go with my thumb and I grab the pick out of that, underneath that second finger, and I grab it, and then I go to play the chords, okay? So pick is being held like this. As those chords come, my thumb goes to grab it, places it with that first finger, and then you're off to the races, okay? This is a move that takes a little practice. Again, I did want to mention it. I didn't want you guys to think that I just miraculously, like this pick just came out of nowhere and landed in my hand. Like I wanted you to know that move and how I did that, okay? So keep the pick engaged, second finger, okay, being held, just curled over it. You don't need to give it a lot of pressure, all right? Now we're gonna go ahead and play the riff with our thumb and our first finger, okay? So we're gonna do here your first finger, placing that on the C sharp 2nd fret of that B string, okay? Now with our thumb, we're going to strike the open A string at the same time. So that C sharp and that A at the same time is gonna sound like this. Beautiful harmony there, okay? Now, what you're gonna do with your 4th finger, reach to the 5th fret of that E string. That's another A, okay? My beginners who are looking at this and going, oh my God, you can do this, I promise. Do your spider exercises, okay? Do those every day, you'll get there. All right, you can do this. So we've got that there. And let that open A ring. It's nice, okay? Just 2 notes. It's beautiful. Okay, so that's part 1. Let's go over part 2. Okay, there are 3 parts to this riff. Part 1. Part 2 sounds like this. Okay, so just like at the top, open A string, strike that at the same time as the C sharp. Let that A string continue to ring, hammer on the D note, okay? 3rd fret of that B string. Then the open E string, let it ring by itself, okay? So all of part 2 will sound like this. See how we're letting those notes ring together, okay? So let's go over part 1 and part 2, okay? Nice and slowly here. Let's do that a few times here. So part 3, we're going to get our 3rd finger here, placing it on G sharp, 4th fret of the E string. Strike that first, and then strike the low E string. Okay? So, part 1, 2, and 3, let's combine them nice and slowly here, okay? Now, if your A string is still ringing from part 2, and notice that it was happening to me here, I got my 2nd finger and just lightly touched around the 4th fret of that A string just to mute that string. So if you find that it is ringing, it's a little trick there. Just touch it, don't press, just touch it and I'll mute the string for you, okay? So let's do this whole part again nice and slowly and then we'll get on to those verses, okay? I'm rooting for you, okay? Stick with it. I'm sure you're doing a great job, so here we go. Mute the A string if you need. Here we go. Again. One more time for good luck. Here we go. A little faster. Okay, so that's our intro riff. We're going to be seeing this a lot in the song, all right? It's a beautiful, beautiful little riff to play. So there we go. All right, so now once we're done with that, right, with your thumb, grab that pick, and now we're going to get to strumming the verses. Okay, so if we listen back to this song, the guitar is very much a supplemental part of the song. We're not hearing like big chimey guitars in this. That wasn't what they were envisioning for this song, okay? We're taking a little bit more of a secondary role in this song. Nice and light here, okay? And the strumming that I'm gonna show you here is one way to do this, okay? You can be a little bit more percussive with it. You could finger pick this. Again, I'm just giving you just a basic option. If you were playing this by yourself, you can fill the space, okay? But know that there are many different ways to do this, okay? So here are the verses. A little faster. All right, so that's what's happening there. Also too, for those of you who are curious about the tonage that's going on here, I've got a Blues Junior, a Fender Blues Junior here. I am plugged in direct, so this is my American Deluxe Fender Strat. I've got the Fishman Fluence in here. I am in position 2. Everything is 10. Volume and both tones are up to 10. It's voicing number 1, so I don't have this one popped out, okay? So voicing 2 on these pickups, right? We would pop out this 3rd one here, okay? And again, if you want to learn more about the pickups and all the cool stuff Fishman is up to, I have a link the link in the video description so you can check that out. But just want to let you know what was going on tone-wise with this. So those chords there, A major, again, are 1, 3, 5. What are they? A, C sharp, and E. I'd like to play my A major chord like this, okay? So my second finger is playing the second fret of that D string. That's our E note, so that's our 5. My third finger is playing the second fret of the G string. That's A. Those are 1. And then my fourth finger is playing C sharp at the second fret of the B string. That's our third. Strum everything except the low E. So there's your A major. Again, this is how I like to play it. There are many different ways to play A major. That's what I like to do, okay? So the next chord here, all right, is going to be E major. Now our 1, 3, 5 of that chord, E, G sharp, and B. Okay, let's find them in this chord here. So we have our second finger playing the second fret of the A string. That's our B note, okay? And we have our third finger here, second fret of the D string. That's E. And our first finger is playing G sharp, first fret of the G string, okay? Strum everything just like that. Now, as far as the strumming pattern here, again, I'm keeping it really simple because in the tune, right, guitar's playing a secondary role. So nice and light, less is more, okay? That's going to be the strumming pattern here, okay? So just a nice down, down, up, down, down, up. But no, there's many different ways to do that, okay? So our next chord is going to be an F sharp minor. We're going to play it like this. One of my favorite chords to play. My beginners who are frightened of bar chords, don't worry, they're awesome, okay? They're great. You can play them, I promise. They're worth the practice. First finger is going to go across all 6 strings at the second fret, okay? Fourth or third finger reaching over to the 4th fret of that A string. That's our C sharp, okay? That's our 5. You're going to place your 4th finger on the 4th fret of that D string. That's another F sharp. Now, that's our 1 and 5, but in order to make a minor chord, we need that flat 3 in there, right? The flat 3 is here at A, right? Our bar is already playing its 2nd fret of that G string. Strum every single string. Okay, so that's what's happening there. Let's run through these first 3 chords. Now, let's get to what I think is the coolest chord in the song. It makes the song. It's an A7 over G, or an A7/G. Okay, it's gonna look and sound like this. All right, real cool, ominous chord. It's moving the melody along. Now, this isn't a chord that we would, you know, strum for 2.5 minutes. I mean, maybe you could. We're not in this song, okay? This is moving the melody along. It's a really, really great chord. So, you have your A7, okay? That's the meat and potatoes of the chord here. You're gonna play that A7 with your first finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. That's your E note. And then your 2nd finger playing the C sharp yet again, 2nd finger B string. Now, your 3rd finger is going to reach up. This may feel a little awkward, I know. Stick with it. Reaching up to play G, 3rd fret, that E string. So strum everything. It's really, really neat. And again, the notes in that A7 chord is gonna be A, C sharp, E, G. That's that flat 7, okay? So we see it in 2 different places in this chord. Okay. Don't skip this one. I know this seems a little strange, but if you just play the A7, it doesn't quite sound the same. And I'll do it for you. I'm gonna A-B this real quick. So have a listen when I include the G in the bass, the A7 over G, and when I don't, okay? Just, I wanna show you guys how important this chord is, okay? So here we go. Versus if I omit the G, it sounds fine, but something's missing. Include the G, moral of the story, okay? So after this, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go to regular D major. So D, F sharp, and A, those are the notes we need, okay? So first finger is playing A, 2nd fret of the G string. 2nd finger, F sharp, 2nd fret of the E string. 3rd finger plays D, 3rd fret of the B string. Okay, strum everything from the D string downward, like that, and then we're gonna go to a D minor, okay? So your first finger, placing that on F, first fret of that E string, second finger, place that on the second fret of the G string, that's A, third finger plays D, third fret, the B string. Okay, so just like that. And then from there we go to an A major. So, let's go through this. We're gonna do it through a couple times. This is the verse. Let's do that again. All right, so that's the verse in the song 2 times, all right? So we're gonna go to this pre-chorus part here. So those are gonna be the chords of F sharp minor, D, G, and A, okay? So we've seen most of these chords already. We haven't seen the G chord. I'll show you how I play it. So with the F sharp minor, D, now we go to our G chord here. So what I'd like you to do, keep your third finger where it is, third fret of that B string, okay? Use it as your pivot point. First finger, second fret of the A string, second finger, third fret of the E string, fourth finger goes down on G, third fret of the E string, strum everything. See that nice pivot point? Watch the third finger, it doesn't move. Give it a try. Helps make, anytime we have those pivot points, helps make our chord change a lot more seamless, okay? So let's do that again, the F sharp minor to D to G, okay? Let's go through that progression first, and then we'll add in that A chord at the end, okay? So here we go. Now to our A chord. Let's do this again. Okay, for my beginners, I know it's gonna seem a little tough to leave that third finger there. Trust me, if you can do it, it's gonna be really, really great, okay? So, the next part here, the next sequence of chords is going to be an F sharp minor. We're playing that 6th chord a lot in this song. Okay, so we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna go to a B5, okay? So why it's a B5 and not a B major or a B minor, we're just playing the 1 and 5 of the chord. So in this case, we're only playing B and F sharp, okay? So here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna play it like a power chord, okay? Because that's what a 5 chord is, power chord, all right? So you're gonna get your first finger here, B note, second fret of the A string, third finger, fourth fret of the D string, that's your F sharp, it's your 5, and then your fourth finger goes to the fourth fret of that G string, that's your other B, so it'll sound like this. Only strike those 3 strings. Because we get anything else involved, cool chord, we don't want it here though. Just like that, okay? So we've got okay? We're not gonna have quite as broad of a strum with that strumming hand. Keep it to the A, D, and G string there. From there, we go to a D minor to an A major. Okay? So let's go ahead and do this. Let's do that pre-chorus, chorus part. All right, the F sharp minor, D, G, A, F sharp minor, B5, D minor, A. That's gonna be the order, okay? So here we go, we'll take it a little slow. then from there, we go to our riff. Then we go to another verse. We go to another pre-chorus, chorus, okay? And then from there, there's that piano solo. Notice how I didn't say harpsichord, it's piano. So George Martin was the one who played that, so he was the Beatles producer. He played it, okay? And then they sped it up and they put it on there. Because when I was reading, it said that John Lennon wanted something like Baroque-ish. So that's what they did, is they played a regular piano and then they sped it up and put it on there. So kind of really cool fun fact I want to share with you guys about that part. So during that piano solo, what are the chords? They're the verse chords. We already know them, okay? So that's what's happening there. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go through the intro. Let's go through the verse. The verse happens 2 times. And then that pre-chorus, chorus part, and then back to our intro, okay? I'll take this a little slower than it's recorded. So, okay, we can do this. So here we go. Let's have some fun, guys. That's what these lessons are for. Let's have some fun, all right? So here we go, nice and slowly. Intro 2 times, verse 2 times, pre-chorus, chorus, then into that intro again 2 times, all right? So here we go. One more time. Verse, grab the pick. One more time. Now into our pre-chorus, chorus section. Now, tuck that back, intro. Okay, just like that. I think my hair got caught. I need a haircut. Hair got caught playing that E note. There we go. All right, so then from there we have that intro. Again, another verse, another pre-chorus, chorus, piano solo. From there, another verse, and that other pre-chorus, chorus section, okay? So then from there, the intro happens again. Now what we do here, we're approaching the outro of this song. So we have the intro riff. From here, strike a D minor once and let it ring. Right? If you got a lot of reverb on your amp, great. Mine's at 3.5. Okay, not too much, but enough. So let that ring, okay? Then from there, we go into our outro, okay? And the outro looks and sounds like this. So beautiful. Really, really fun to play. A little bit of a stretch, but folks, you can do it, I promise. So the top of the outro is exactly the same as the intro. But here's what I want you to do. Okay, so we've got that. We're gonna add this E7 chord in there. You could probably even add it just a little earlier too, so something like this. And see, I've already got the chord there. So you can squeeze in that E7 a little earlier if you want, or just play it. Like that. But let's talk about what we're doing here. So, intro. here's what I'm going to tell you to do here. We're going to get our pinky, fourth finger, place that on the G sharp, okay? Your third finger, placing that on the fourth fret of the G string, that's your B note, okay? And your first finger reaching to play the second fret of the D string, that's E. Now this is a chord. That's an E7, okay? It's a cool, interesting way to play it, and that's what we're going to do here. Again, what are those notes in E7? It's E, R1, G sharp, R3, B, R5, and D, which is what our second finger is playing on the third fret. B string, that's our flat 7. They're all there. They're all there to the party, folks. So that chord, I want you to try and hit that at the end. So like this. Okay, I'll do that again. See how the chord's ready? From there, strike the chord once, strum it from the D string downward, lift the fourth finger, strike that one time, bring the fourth finger back to the fourth fret of the E string. Okay, so it sounds like this. So beautiful. Such a cool chord progression. Now from there, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch, okay? So we're at that E7. Keep your first finger where it is. Place your fourth finger on the fifth fret of that E string and strum from the A string downward. It's a beautiful A chord with that nice, another high A up top. Because we've got the A chord here that we're playing with our first finger, right? So that's second fret of the D string, which is E, second fret of the G string, which is A, second fret of the B string, which is C sharp. So those are all the notes we need to make the A major chord. And then you have your pinky here playing another A, as well as the low A here. So I'm going to do that a couple times here, okay? So this is the outro. Okay, let's do that a few times. All right, so here we go. Building the chord. Let's do that one more time. That's it, folks. That's the whole song. Isn't that beautiful? This is such a fun one to play, and it's such a fun one to teach. I just love the song. Such a fun song to listen to, and just, it's a masterclass in really, really beautiful songwriting, I think, and it's just a stunning, stunning song. So again, folks, that's how we play in my life. These lessons are up on YouTube, so if there's a part you're like, oh my gosh, I would love to rewind that, you can. It's on the channel. So be sure to subscribe. Angela Petrilli Music on YouTube. Again, want to thank my friends at Fishman for helping me do these every week. And again, you want to find out more, especially if you want to learn more about these Fishman Fluent single width pickups, you can go to the link in the video description. You can check out more on those pickups. Also, too, I'm going to be announcing something very, very cool on June 6, 2022 on all of my social medias. It's going to be awesome, and I'm going to need your help. So keep an eye out for that announcement. It's going to be really great. I'm really excited about it. It's been lots of time in the making, and I'm really, really excited about it. So as always, folks, just wishing you so, so much success in your musical journey. I hope you learned something cool with this today. It's such an honor to teach these, and I'm glad to hear that these lessons are helping you. So as always, wishing you much success. I will be back live next week. Everybody take good care, play lots of music,